Hello everyone. We've already started with theme 1, but we'll again take it from the beginning so it acts as a little revision. Before we have a look at the timeline, let us look at the division of how branches came out of certain species which finally led to the origin of human beings or the modern human. Primates had gotten divided into hominoids and hominids, and we've already seen the difference between hominoid and hominid. We'll again have a look at it. Hominids further got divided into Australopithecus and the genus Homo. The modern humans come from the genus Homo. Again, we've already seen the difference between Australopithecus and Homo, but we will see it again, don't worry. The genus Homo got further divided into Homo habilis, Homo erectus, and Homo sapiens sapiens. Homo habilis were the tool makers. Homo erectus was the one which could stand upright and walk on two legs. And Homo sapiens sapiens was the thinking or the modern man. So basically, this division of hominids into Australopithecus and Homo happened 5.6 MYA is million years ago. We've already seen the short forms in another presentation I sent you and also in earlier videos, so kindly go through it again. Well, the Australopithecus, however, became extinct 2.5 million years ago. The reason for this was, and when Australopithecus goes extinct, the genus Homo becomes very dominant. The reason that Australopithecus went extinct was because they could not adapt to the changing climate. We will see how the climate becomes drier, and the Australopithecus is not habituated to a drier climate. Well, over time, when the genus Homo becomes dominant, they will then develop the language. 2 million years ago, around 700,000 to 500,000 BCE, we find evidence of tools. 200,000 BCE, we see that a vocal tract similar to that of a modern human is developed, because earlier, although we see there's certain language, there's a certain way of communication, there are going to be cave paintings. They may have been communicating by way of calling, by way of certain sounds, but the same way like animals do today, the same way monkeys and primates do today, but not as developed as what the modern human is capable of. However, the proper evidence of art actually came 40,000 to 35,000 BCE. Around 10,000 to 4,500 BCE, we see domestication of animals. I've already told you that 10,000 BCE onwards marked the advent of the Holocene epoch, which is even continuing till today. From 5000 BCE, we have evidence of cities, because the second chapter after this, we'll be looking at one of the oldest civilizations of the world, and that is Mesopotamia. This is once again the details of the flowchart that we saw. Primates emerged in Asia and Africa. From the primates came a subgroup called hominoids. From the hominoids branched out hominoid, which were all apes, and then came hominid, which was great apes. In hominid, a further division came as Australopithecus and the genus Homo. We find the evidence of Australopithecus in Olduvai Gorge, that is in Tanzania, Africa. The skeleton was found by Louis and Mary Leakey. Hominids are also, they belong to a family of Hominidae. Hominids further, like we've seen, they got divided as Australopithecus and Homo. Australopithecus went extinct over time because it could not adapt to the changing climatic conditions. That is very important. Species in general go extinct naturally because they cannot adapt. One of the oldest species to have existed so far since forever is actually a cockroach. And scientists say, and it's one of the most amazing things, that not a lot has actually changed in the structure of that insect. So it's made in quite an advanced way. The genus Homo, like we saw in the chart, was further divided as Homo habilis, Homo erectus, and Homo sapiens sapiens. How are these names coming? These names are not very familiar, would not be very familiar to someone staying in the eastern side of the world, in Asia. Australopithecus Homo, they probably would make no sense to us. Now, the way these words come is actually from the dominant language of the area, A, or B, the people who have found them, who have found the skeletons, they would want to go back to a language they saw or thought was superior. So basically Latin. Remember how when we find things this side in India, we try to see Sanskrit as one of the oldest languages. So we try getting inspirational words from there. Persian is a very important language also. So we would also try getting words from that language. Now, in the West, it was mostly Latin and Greek. So Australopithecus, it actually means austral, which means southern, because it was found in Africa. And pithecus means an ape. Homo is a Latin word for man. Now, if you have a look at this map of the world, we see that primates had emerged in Africa and Asia. So please look at Africa and Asia. And further, in Africa, we found Australopithecus. So this is Africa and this is Tanzania. This is where the skeleton of Australopithecus was found in Olduvai Gorge. Difference between hominoid and hominid. A hominoid had a smaller brain, a hominid a larger brain. Hominoid was a quadruped, which means they had to use all four limbs to walk like most of the animals do today. Hominid was bipedal, which means a hominid could walk in an upright posture on two legs. Very importantly, a hominoid did not have a very good hand grip, but a hominid had a very good hand grip, which was due to an opposable thumb, and this helped them make tools. A difference between Australopithecus and Homo. Australopithecus had a smaller brain, a Homo had a larger brain, which meant more intelligence and better memory. And Australopithecus had a heavier jaw with an outward protrusion. I had shown you in earlier videos also what an outward protrusion would look like, a heavier jaw. But a Homo had a concise jaw with reduced protrusion. Now, if you have a reduced protrusion, smaller jaw, a Homo would have smaller teeth, whereas an Australopithecus would have larger teeth. Now, this has to do with adaptability and the way of living, because an Australopithecus had not yet discovered simpler ways of eating, in the sense there were plants, but they were mostly dependent on eating raw meat. Now, for eating raw meat, you cannot tear through raw meat if you have tiny little teeth which are not sharp. Like, for example, look at carnivore animals. They have larger teeth and a heavier set of jaw. Whereas look at us humans today, or don't you look at humans, look at herbivore animals who eat only plants, softer food, which they can bite through easily. They will have a smaller jaw and a smaller set of teeth. So similar thing happened with humans also. As we changed over time, we adapted and our body adapted. This is how it's believed the evolution happened. You can see an Australopithecus, very similar to a great ape. Then a Homo habilis, a Homo erectus. Look at Homo habilis. A Homo habilis is walking on two legs, but it's not straight, and it will require the use of its hands once in a while to walk. Whereas an Australopithecus is like a chimpanzee or a gorilla, like you've seen. will constantly, very frequently be requiring the use of its forelimbs, of its hands to walk. Then when we see a Homo erectus, see how straight it is. Doesn't require the use of hands at all for walking. Then a Homo neanderthal and a Homo sapiens sapien. In detail, I've only looked at Homo sapiens sapiens erectus and Homo habilis erectus and sapiens. So Homo habilis was the tool maker, erectus was the upright man, and sapien was the modern human. Have a look at the jaw and the skull. Look at the Australopithecus. It has a small skull but a big jaw. The Homo erectus has a big skull but a smaller jaw. A Homo sapien neanderthal is very close to a Homo sapien sapien, but it still has a slightly bigger jaw. And then look at the Homo sapien sapien. It has a big skull, a round skull, what we have today, so that because we have a larger brain. But the jaw and teeth are absolutely in proportion to each other and smaller and more concisely fit. In the next video, we will have a look at the positive feedback mechanism. Thank you.